What up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre tutorials and reviews, back in here with one more video. Alright guys, time to get active today. This video today comes from the YouTube channel Heels Off. Now we've gone over this particular topic a multitude of times on the channel, but it's always interesting to hear different perspectives to see if we can learn anything new. Does the term men are trash have a positive or negative impact? Before we get started, let me just answer that. Negative impact for a variety of reasons. But let's see what these young ladies have to say. Let's get active. Let's get in there. Let's have a discussion. Without further ado.
On the topic of men, do you think saying men are trash hinders or helps the relationship between men and women?
No.
No. What do you mean no?
No.
It does,
Definitely
because
not.
I think it reminds them. It's awareness, exactly. It reminds them that they need to step up to the plate.
I think they're very aware.
When people hear men are trash, they usually assume that we're talking about, oh, men are cheaters or men are liars or men are dogs.
Which they are.
So what do you think? What is it
That's
about?
not what it's about.
Okay, what is it about?
It's about acknowledging their place in society and telling them
patriarchal angle that they have played.
we want to use patriarchy and step it down. Exactly. And it's just telling them that they need to acknowledge that a lot of things that they have gotten away with because of patriarchy needs to stop. So when we talk about men are trash, we're not saying men are trash because, you know, your MCM's not replying. Yeah. No, we're saying men are trash.
Why don't you point at me like that?
Oh God, another one of these. Feminist alert. Hopefully this doesn't turn into a diatribe of just male bashing in an echo chamber of BS. So key distinction to start off the conversation is that when we hear this men are trash thing, in my mind, I'm thinking about it from like a relationship perspective. Men are always cheaters. They're dogs. That's how I interpret it when I hear this men is trash. But it seems as though the young lady with the fatigues on is making a distinction between that and saying, no, it's to remind men that of their place in society and how they got there. Because it's a patriarchal society. My mind is blown. There's so many things that I can say to this right now. Matter of fact, let me go in just for a really quick second. If we talk about this patriarchal society that you believe that we are currently in, right now, it's not to say that it wasn't previously in our history, but if you're saying that right now, then how can you explain all of the negative things that happen to men within this society if they created it? Because if you think about the ideas of what a patriarchal society actually are, men are bloistered up in society while oppressing or suppressing women. That currently doesn't happen today. Today, that does not happen. And I'm tired of the victim-ish that I hear so often about how we're made to be smaller and you guys created it like that. No, that's not how it happened. That's not how it happened. I'm sorry to inform you. And and it's crazy to me that we have to go over this time and time again in the way that we do, but I'll get off my diatribe for a quick second. Let's get back to the reaction. Let's see if this is going to be a dirty echo chamber.
No, but when on Twitter, this all sounds all airy-fairy.
It's not airy-fairy, it's reality.
Let's keep it real, yeah. On Twitter, every time I've seen men are trash, they're talking about men are trash in relationships. Someone's cheated, this, that, and the other.
It depends on who you follow. Because when I see men are trash, I see a lot of comments about rape, domestic violence, abuse, consent. So I also think it depends on who you follow. Because there are a lot of young girls on there talking about men are trash, my man cheated on me, And there are also women on there talking about men are trash because I was a victim of domestic abuse. Men are trash because disproportionately women are raped at an exceedingly high amount compared to men. So I also think you have to take that into account. So when people do say men are trash, in my opinion, one, I don't think they are necessarily saying, all men are trash, you all suck, you must die. Like, no, it's not that deep.
Actually, some people do say that. Some people do say that.
But I think when they say
wow, hold on, let me pause this real quick. One of the problems that I have with this whole men is trash situation when this is brought up. Yes, women do suffer from certain men. Certain things happen to women that don't happen to men at the same rate. But guess what? So on the flip side of the coin as well, there's things that happen to men that don't happen to women at the same level in frequency. I can call a couple of those out. The male suicide rate is incredible. It's astronomical. It's ridiculous in comparison to female suicide rates. Male homelessness rates, ridiculous. To think that we have created a society which causes homelessness at a rate of 95% for men. If this was truly a patriarchy society in every sense and word of the definition, then why are men so disadvantaged on just those two things that I just brought up? That's the first thing that I wanted to call out real quick. Second thing is this whole idea of being lackadaisical as you say things such as men are trash. Just imagine if it was flipped and I had a channel dedicated to talk about how women are trash and how ridiculous that sounds. But if you look at the body language on a couple of these young women as they begin to talk about these things. So like the lady right here was talking about like not all men are trash. I don't think that when they say men are trash, they're not saying that all men are trash. Take a look at the body language on the one in the fatigues as she says this.
Yeah. One, I don't think they are necessarily saying, all men are trash, you all suck, you must die. Like, no, it's not that deep.
Actually, some people do say that. Some people do say that.
But...
See? Some people do say that, and she turned and she's looking because apparently she is one of those. Guys, be mindful of body language that you see like this that dismisses who you are as a person, who you are within your masculinity as a man, because there's just certain people you just can't convince, and that's okay, because let them live their life with their cat farm in the future. Fact of the matter is that when you identify it, she self-selects herself out of the game. The smart dudes, non-simp dudes, she self-selects herself out the game. So no dude in the future has to deal with that. She can piss off as many cats as she wants into the future. You understand what I'm saying? Let's move on.
I think when they say men are trash, it's
we're not gonna go there.
As a patriarchal group and society, like you said, as a whole, men do a lot of trash things.
They do.
Yes. So, but women do trash things too.
Yes.
Okay, but do you understand that
women are trash?
But you understand that they benefit from society, and we don't.
And we
you
don't.
get that.
Economically.
So she brought up a good point, you know, and that's why I talk about on the channel all the time is that like people will be people at the end of the day. There's trash people on both sides of the coin. There's amazing people on both sides of the gender as well. I've always said that on the channel. But notice the dismissive tone when she says, but women do it too. Oh no, but men benefit from society. So here's where the logic goes. Women can do trash things because men benefit from society. That's the logic. You can't have a conversation with people that have no understanding of logic, no understanding of accountability. You just can't do it.
As well.
But why do we have to say men are trash? Why
because they acknowledge their privilege, which is trashy behavior.
Yeah, but I don't think men.
It's the same way when we talk about race and we say like, oh, like for white people to help like black people, they need to like not let go of their power, but they need to help us as well.
Be an ally.
Exactly, they need to be an ally.
But in that instance, so, we're not saying white people are trash. We're saying white people come and understand where we're coming from. But with men, we're saying men are trash.
I think
so. How is that going to encourage men?
It's a nice hook.
It sounds.
Oh God. we got the savior down in here in the red sweats. Kudos. Okay? Kudos. I can't name a lot of videos that I reviewed, I've gone over, where you have someone who is actively driving conflict because it's the right thing to do in these women group conversations. I don't often see this. And I'm happy that you're doing this because you're keeping them on their toes where they have to consider and they have to think about what it is that they're saying. Shout out to you, mama in the velour suit. And listen, she asked a fantastic question as well. How does saying men are trash going to encourage them? Because here's the thing. For this one over here, it's not about encouraging. It's about making sure that you put a thumb of pressure on top of men, and you put this blanketed statement on the backs of all men because of the ones that you choose that did you dirty. That's unfair. There's no responsibility in your actions, and it's downright disgusting. But we have to be able to continue to talk about situations just like this in the way that they do, because you have to check people. Because if they're given a platform and they're pushing these ideas to young, impressionable minds, then no wonder that the genders are so divided the way that they are.
It's a nice hook.
It sounds good on a t-shirt.
Yeah, but how does it feel?
Sounds good on a t-shirt.
On the part of men? Like, how is it meant to be encouraging to
go
men?
to Amina's point, I've had men DM me saying, look, I am an ally to women. I believe I'm a feminist. I look out for women. I care about women's issues. But to see men are trash every day online is really difficult for me. And they have asked me, like, my opinions and whatnot. But can you see it from their point of view?
I get it.
Because do you know what? I don't care. I'm not here to like wipe anybody's tears because they're not the ones. But they're not. Wait, I'm coming. Let me land. They're not the ones who are going through domestic abuse. They're not the ones who are being raped. They're not the ones who are being catcalled. They're not the ones who are having to, fear for their life.
Did she say men are not the ones that are going through domestic abuse? I had to go out to the CDC website in order to get some data for you guys. All right. IPV is common, intimate partner violence. That's what it stands for. It affects millions of people in the United States each year. Data from the CDC's National Intimate Partner and Sexual Violence Survey indicated about 1 in 4 women and nearly 1 in 10 men have experienced contact sexual violence, physical violence, and or stalking by an intimate partner during their lifetime. Okay? That's 25% of women and 10% of men. All right? Over 43 million women and 38 million men have experienced psychological aggression by an intimate partner in their lifetime. Okay? Look down in the charts right down in here. About 1 in 5 women and about 1 in 7 men have experienced severe physical violence from an intimate partner in their lifetime. Okay? The numbers and the stats are right here. If you did your research and due diligence, you would understand that the majority of what you say is bullshit. It happens on both sides of the coin, and it's a problem on both sides of the coin. But to say because you stand for women and it happens to women, therefore men are trash, it's completely asinine until you get out of your echo chamber and you start to look at what the numbers actually are. And the thing is that when you look at numbers like this, you also have to put into this the amount of men that will never report violence against them. Never.
Every time they walk down a road around, I don't know, 10 p.m., 8 a.m.
And
this is exactly
like some,
they do, but not near as close as women.
I do
so I think it's ridiculous that sometimes, even, I swear to God, guys, if one of us just go down the road and if you don't get catcalled by someone around the junction, I will honestly put money in someone's PayPal.
Too.
But it's very unlikely. No, Amina
wants to be a man.
Amina, do you want to?
I'm not on the side of Amina, yeah. But what I do understand the idea of, like, obviously, like, I get what you're saying, like, it's true. But I do understand as well the premise of the fact that constantly saying that men are trash, especially in relation to relationships and stuff like that. I don't think
they're bigger issues.
Like it's affecting their
mental. It's not. Thank you. They can get over it. Boo-hoo. Like there are bigger things going on in the world.
Do you think men are trash is a trend? Because I personally think it's a trend.
No, I think it will continue until things.
I think because of the internet, everybody's sharing their stories more, and we're all noticing these things more, which I think is really good. Like it lets us see that these things aren't made up. Everyone's going through the same thing, and we all have a story that we can relate to or know someone who has a story that we can relate to.
But I just don't feel like, obviously, I've got brothers. Yeah? Okay, and
wow, the savagery.
Like, I have brothers, right? And I wouldn't appreciate it if, you know, like women saying that my brother is trash. But then and that's what I mean, though. Like, no, that's what, in relation to the fact that someone DM'd Tony and was like,
then that's what she should have told him.
On the flip side, I have a brother and he doesn't think men are trash is an issue because he knows he's not trash. So for him, it's like, okay, they say men are trash. Men are trash. I'm not trash. And so, he looks at it from the point of an ally, and he understands the purpose of the hashtag, the purpose of the statement. So if you talk to my brother about men are trash in its entirety as a hashtag, he's not offended. He's not offended because he doesn't fall into that category. But what's ironic?
Well, so here's the thing. He may not be offended, and it's because of all the media that he looks at on social media that tells him to just eat it and just take it. I don't think that this is necessarily not feeling a type of way because they're not talking about it's like, you know how ridiculous that this men is trash is? It's like saying all black people are trash. I mean, it's like the same thing. No, you got bad actors in every race, in every culture. You have bad actors. What it means to me is that you have no focus on the subsect of people that are the problem, and you don't care. You don't care about them. You don't care about how they interpret your weaponized words. You don't care. You don't want to help. You just want to complain. Guys, this video is ultra exhausting. So I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to go take a walk around the block, go drink some water. All right. All right. Because this is a lot right here. All right. Let me know in the comment box section down below if you guys want me to continue to go through this trifling ass video. Shout out to all the young ladies that are on the left. Wrong direction. They're on the left, right above me. They got some common sense, but they must have known where the conversation was going to go. So that's why they split it down the middle so that they can show the yin and the yang. I only made it through like 5 minutes of a 20-minute video, so I can keep on going. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. I have an Instagram as well, at Mediocre Tutorials and Review, link down in the description box below. I got a Patreon as well. Topics like this, we go in up there about this, all right? Between the men and the women that are on the Patreon, all right? Until next time, you two.